Alright guys, so we have the brand new SSR guaranteed attribute select gacha coming out in like 2 days time. And I want to make sure you know all my viewers are spending their hard-earned coin on the right banner, right? Because we have obviously 4 choices. You can choose all 4 if you want, but I want to guess I'll be like probably about $200 or something. It'll be a crazy amount, so be warned of that. But you know, let's go, right? But before that, please black flash like on simple content. We need 500, alright? If you guys are watching this video right now, you're not subbed. I know most of my viewers are not subbed, so, you know, consider clicking that sub button. You know, it's free, right? And trust me when I say, the 500 sub special video, crazy, alright? Alright, I'm just putting that out there now, alright? So, anyway, on the banner, right, we have obviously 4, you know, banners to choose from. We have the red banner, you know, obviously there's like these, gen, yay. I've actually like tried looking like A and all that. Does it even mean anything? Like, I don't know if I'm just wrong there, but I don't think it means anything. What KO? What's KO stand for? Ko. No. Ko. Child. Yeah. Yeah. See, I don't think it means anything. So I don't know why they're called that, but like anyway, right? Like we have Red Panda. Interesting choice. I don't know what my boy's doing here. Maybe that there's just not other red characters to pick. I'm trying to think. I'm not sure, but yeah. Interesting that. We have Red Mai, who's actually pretty good. And same as Red Nobara. Obviously on Global right now, I don't rate her too highly, but on JP, she got her SP buff, and she's actually very, very, very strong. For Blue, we have Blue Miwa, who's decent. We have Blue Nanami, who's also, he's alright. I don't hear anyone really talk about him about anything, but if you like my boy Nanamin, then alright, you know what I mean? And right there, bro, my GOAT Blue Inumaki. I reckon he's the chase of this banner. Maybe like, unpopular opinion, I've got him over Yaga. I know on my, I don't think I have that on my tier list. I might need to change that for next month, I'm not sure, but Blue Inumaki, okay, probably a bit more situational because he's for blue characters. I guess Yaga's a bit more universal, even though with the new meta, everyone's going to be on their own type teams anyway. But my boy Blue Inumaki is like, he's always next to Sukuna, you know. I could say something else, but, you know, but, you know, he's always with Sukuna, right? And in doing that, he's his best partner, he's his duo partner, you know what I mean? So, bro, the debuffs he does with Sukuna, crazy, right? Or just any blue character in general. He's really good as like a slot 3, you know, sub DPS. Not really DPS, but a support who does decent damage, you know what I mean, right? And as for green, we have Saki, which I think with her SP buff, she's actually alright. We have the green Maki, who doesn't really get much attention at all, but I think she's actually pretty okay, if I remember correctly. I think she's pretty good. We have Hollow Purple Gojo. Whoa! He's timeless, you know what I mean? It's on the standard pool, obviously, though, so, you know, not as valuable as what he once was. You can dupe him pretty easily. Mine's max dupe, bro. Just saying. And the yellow, we have Yellow Nami, who's solid. We have Yaga, who's probably the other chase character. And Mekamaru, who I've been overlooking. Apparently, his SP buff is pretty good. So, who to pick out of all these guys, right? So, if we refer to the tier list, okay? As you can see here, 1 fate sticks out, or 2. That's Gojo and Nobara, yeah? So, keep in mind, like, you know, if you want, you can, you know, select, you know, say Gojo, but keep in mind, or not Gojo, select green, and, you know, you'll get a green. Okay, that's what I don't like. I wish you could pick the character. How clutch would that have been? Because it's almost not worth my money anymore. You know what I mean? But, personally, I'm probably going to go for yellow, because I can get Yaga or Nanami and they're both new to me, but a lot of these guys are already on the standard pool, right? Which was what I was getting into, okay? So, 1, Panda, Nobara. I don't think Miu. Yeah, no, Miu was not. Panda, Nobara, Hollow Purple, Nanami, and Mekamaru are all currently in the global standard pool, right? And coming out next batch is going to be, I think, Nanami, Saki, and Yaga, right? I'm pretty sure Mai, Inumaki, and I think Maki are the only ones not coming to the main pool, right? So that tells me, right off the bat, that the highest, you know, I guess value characters are the ones that aren't coming straight away, right? So even though Yaga is probably technically better than a lot of these guys, he's gonna come to standard pool soon. Probably, I'm gonna give it about, it's gonna be on 1.5 Annie for global, which is gonna be the what 0.75 Annie, I guess. He will come out during then, and you know, tickets gonna be there. You can soul shard him then. So he's still good to get now, but he's not that far away, right? But on the other hand, we have guys like Inumaki, like Red Mai, who don't come in that next batch. So they're not even on JP standard pool yet, which tells me that they're probably more valuable to get, right? But either way, I reckon Inumaki's probably just from the get-go the most valuable, because number one, he's not out for a while, so if you get him, you're very, you know, far ahead. And two, he's overall probably the best, you know, versatility anyway, considering Holy Purples are already in the standard pool too, right? So yeah, so for DPS options, you know, your clear two are going to be Nabara and Holy Purple, but again, they're on the standard pool. So if you're picking green or picking red, keep in mind that you have a 2 out of 3 chance of getting someone already in the standard pool. You probably already have one of these guys. Me personally, I don't have Panda, but I have these two, right? So I'm not choosing red. No way am I choosing red. And I wouldn't even say Mai is essential. Unless you really like Mai, then go for that. As for blue, that's probably a bit better, but them two are getting added next batch. So keep that in mind. But Miwa and Nanami both aren't, you know, that crazy either. Like, don't get me wrong again. They are like both alright. Like Miwa's gonna be like here, and then Nanami, I don't even know where he goes, to be honest. I think he's a damage, isn't he? Probably like here. Yeah, so them two are just kind of average. I think Miwa can, like, does have uses, but Nami I'm not too sure. So keep that in mind. But again, Inumaki is the highest value here. I'd personally say, you know, if you don't have Inumaki, take the gamble and go for blue. Me personally, I don't have Miwa or Nanami, so that could, you know, work in my favor. As for green, you have Maki, who I could be wrong, but I don't think she's going to be on the next standard pool update. If she is, you know, you're not missing out on too much if you don't get her. She's nice to have, but not essential at all. And same as Saki, she's currently in the pool already though, instead of Hollow Purple. So again, pick this one if you really like Maki, or don't have a Hollow Purple out of like so many times. But you could have just done the character select ticket from Annie and gone Hollow Purple, right? So there's really no point of doing that one. And for yellow, okay, Nami, you know, he's alright. He's a nice DPS. I think he's on this tier here yet. Mekamaru is going to be, I think he's a specialist, I think. Yeah, so he's up there with these guys with the SP buff. I don't think he's too bad. Let's actually go through him real quick. I forgot what he does, low-key. So we have Mekamaru, my boy. Alright, so post-adjustment just has some break stuff. Okay, we'll go into auto skills in a second. Damage, right? Skill 2, we have a counter status, break damage, and then he just does counter damage. And then it's going to be an SP version of it, which is going to do more buffs, I think. Yeah, more buffs. Enemy attraction, okay. And then more damage with his counter. And then it's also going to increase the damage. So it's a bit of a debuff on top, right? So that's actually kind of nice. And some more break damage in that. And then here you get more way more break damage. And way more damage as well, it looks like. Yeah, so he's improved, right? And then post, he also gets this stuff here. He's a break demon, it looks like. So he looks pretty solid. You know, I've already got him, but maybe a dupe wouldn't be so bad. So overall, I think my verdict, boys, don't pick red, don't pick green. I'd say balance it between yellow and blue. If you don't have Inumaki and you actually like kind of want him, I'd say go for blue. You have Miwa there, you have Inumaki, you have Nanami. It's not too bad or whatever you're gonna get, besides probably like the Nanami, but these two are pretty alright, especially my boy Inumaki. And for yellow, all three of them are pretty solid. Yaga obviously being the standout, and even though Yaga is coming to the standard pool next batch, if you don't have him, you know, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to pull these standard pool cards. Like, Blue Momo, I still don't have her. And, like, she got added last main pool, right? So, you know, only because they're in the main pool doesn't mean you, like, guaranteed get this. So, like, always keep that in mind. The final verdict, honestly, just go for who you want. But Yaga's still, you know, obviously a really good support. That's why I want him. Does all this kind of debuff. So, as you can see here, he has, like, damage. And then that's a pretty fat buff. 52% Taijutsu D creates. And then here you have darkness as well, which is nice. Damage received, which is nice. And then for yellow, more stuff there, which is cool. And also here, just some damage. And his ult does, like, a lot of stuff. So it's also, like, increasing damage for his allies. And then some more yellow stuff as well, right? So obviously he's more for a yellow team. But the bad thing is, though, it doesn't stack like the SR Yaga. So universally, probably SR Yagas might still be better, but he's pretty cool, right? So yeah, overall, the final verdict, pick honestly who you like. If I had to go with anything, I'm picking blue or yellow. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to black flash like button for the content, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.